Hey guys, what's going on? Will from Group Chat. Today we are going to be installing some 7MGE bigger injectors into my naturally aspirated 5SFE MR2, which we are planning on turboing. So the benefits of this is the stock ECU can control these 315cc injectors. It's going to run a little rich and idle, and it's not going to be perfect, but there's not really a standalone option for my year, make, and model, and they don't really make a standalone option for the 5SFE. So basically what we're going to be doing today is pulling the fuel rail off of the car and making sure that these fit, and then installing it and seeing if it starts. So basically all we have to do is take the spark plug wires off, remove the valve cover, then we can pull the stock fuel system off of the car and then install these, clean everything up, and it should be pretty mint. Alright guys, so first thing we gotta do is pull the spark plug wires out. And these are all just the same now. Alright, so next thing you gotta do is grab a screwdriver and pry off the rubber gasket. So now that the gaskets are out, you have to remove as you can see, it's already loose. Yours might not be this way, but and then you just gotta pull this PCV valve tube off that goes right to here. Alright, so the two speedo cable bolts here are 10 mils that just connect to the speedo bracket. So just remove those, and you don't have to remove the speedo completely, just get this little bracket here loose, and once that is loose, you should have enough wiggle room to pop this guy out. I should mention one more thing. There is this rubber piece that might have bolts connected to it, but sometimes they're just pop-ons. It depends on the year of your car. Push that out to the side, and then everything should be free. It's just going to take some wiggling to get it out of there. Your valve cover is removed. Now that the valve cover is removed, we have easy access to our 4 injectors and everything that will be needing to be removed. Now what you want to do is right down here, you can see the injector wire. You want to grab something to push it down because these are kind of hard to remove. As you can see, mine are being very, very stubborn, so it takes a lot of force for these little connectors. So now I'm just going to pop off the rest of these. Now that all of the injectors here are exposed, what we have to do is relieve the pressure somewhat. Usually the way I like to do that is just to remove a fuel line, or you can just remove the fuel pump relay, which is in the back of the trunk. It's a green relay. Remove that and crank the car for, I'd say, about, 30 seconds, so it gets all the fuel out. I removed a fuel line, so I think that should be good enough. And then I'm just gonna remove the two 12mm bolts located on the top of the fuel rail, and then it should be able to pop off, and then I should be able to pop the new injectors. They're not very tight, so don't put too much pressure. Now you can just kind of pull back the fuel rail slowly until you have enough wiggle room to pop out the old injectors. As you can see, gas is flowing out, so I've got to stick something. It's not too much gas because I relieve the pressure, so just keep wiggling and wiggling and wiggling until you have enough room for you to pull out some of the injectors. As you can see, they're pretty toast. They've been in there probably for all of the 210,000 miles, so it definitely needed this. Okay, and then you just got to pull out the rest of the injectors. Okay, last injector's out. As you can see, these are pretty crummy, and all the O-rings are just falling apart in my hands because fuel buildup just kills these. I mean, they work good still. I mean, cars ran on these, but they definitely leaked quite a bit. Constant smell of fuel. But now that that's done, I'm gonna go clean up my hands before touching the nice new injectors, and then I'll get right back to you. Alright, now that I've got my hands somewhat cleaned up, we're gonna make sure that these bigger 7MGE 315cc injectors actually fit, and if they do, then we'll continue with installing them. They fit into the slot, and then the wires just connect straight up to them. They work perfectly. And just make sure not to touch the end of them so they do not get clogged with a bunch of junk, because you want these to be clean. So then we're just gonna continue down the line. I'm gonna go work my way outwards, inwards, because the outwards ones are usually the hardest, just because I'm not removing my fuel line. Next thing you want to do is push all of your injectors into the rail and see how they're all connected, but they're not pushed into the head yet. Have your bolts ready by the side to start tightening. I like to start with this side on the 5SFE just because it's the hardest. Work your way, try to nudge them into the right spot. Okay, one side is in right now, so I'm just gonna add my bolt and start tightening slowly. And then I gotta line up the other side and get those in. Now that they should be lined up, just start tightening side to side. Just use a small wrench or socket wrench to tighten them. And once that is all good, reinstall your plugs. And then you've got yourself some new injectors. What I like to do is to connect the battery and just turn the ignition on and check for leaks. If you don't see any, you did a good job. So I'm gonna put it back together and see if we can start it up. Alright guys, whenever you take a valve cover off, it's always smart to replace the gasket, even if it's new, just so you don't have to deal with oil leaks and stuff like that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the old gasket. You're just gonna plop the brand new gasket right in. And there's also some spark plug gasket for the top portion of it, which we will install when it actually is in the car. So reinstalling is the valve cover is the same as removal. The oil cap always goes to the passenger side. And then what you're gonna do is grab your new gasket, just plop them on in. Always use hand tools and don't be like me because you will mess up things, but I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna. And then we have to reinstall the throttle bolt that we removed, bracket. Reinstall your spark plug wires once you're done with the throttle body. Make sure they're not tangled. Okay, now that's all good, we can open up the garage and see if this thing will actually fire up on its brand new injector. And it's only going to be for a second because the turbo's kind of on there and it has no oil lines. Totally didn't forget my oil feed line fitting was on there and it just puked oil everywhere, but it started up. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. This is how to install bigger injectors on a 1991 Toyota MR2 5SFE, which I am planning on turboing. So if you guys are enjoying the series, stick around, hit the subscribe button, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Peace.